Hey everybody, and welcome to another installment, another edition of Work Your Career Wednesday, and welcome to Work Your Career Wednesday. That's a mouthful.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
oh yeah.
On the road, we're here at the Mercantile Hotel, and we are so grateful, honored, and blessed that you decided to join us today. And we have such a great show. I'm going to tell you, I'm so excited about our guest. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. We have incredible sponsors and also travel sponsors. This trip for us is sponsored in part by, I'll tell you in a minute. If you need anything and everything related to video, I mean, we're doing so much. We're even doing billboards in Times Square, audiobooks, all that stuff. Get a hold of Steven Saldana at White Husky Films. The number is on the screen, or you can always go to www.whitehuskyfilms.com. What you want to do is dream, create, record in that order, and when you choose White Husky, you will be so glad you did. Oh my gosh, Jane's Physical Therapy. Here, we're hiring. We are hiring left and right. Jane's Physical Therapy, we got to go to JAYNESPT.com, looking for 4 to 8 in the New Orleans area, right where we are today. And gosh, so excited about that. Growing by leaps and bounds. And I tell you, if you're a physical therapist, PTA, you want to work at Jane's Physical Therapy. They're home care specialists, and they're just incredible. So get a hold of them right away. Go to LinkedIn, Jane's Physical Therapy, or get a hold of me right on LinkedIn. Yours truly. I'm probably going to talk to you at some point anyway. So get a hold of me over on LinkedIn, Bradley Clark. Oh my gosh, now check this out. I am an avid coffee drinker. I'm one of those coffee drinkers that I think this is, like wine connoisseurs,
Yeah, yeah.
And they this is oaky, this is, so it's, Boston Power. It's a little nutty.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, we are so thrilled. Check this out. Pente Coffee. Pente Coffee Company. They're based out of Austin. Okay? Incredible coffee. Did you know that a lot of those big box stores, they burn their beans? So the roast is, and then you know what they do? Add sweeteners to hide the burn. Who does that? These guys, Pente Coffee Company, Central American coffee, they're meticulous about their roast. Meticulous, okay? Their adherence to quality is so huge, and you can taste it in the brew. Now, I know you're not a coffee drinker.
I love the way it smells, though.
But I tell you what, though, Puente might convert you.
Yeah, right?
Smell that.
Smells great.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Okay.
It smells great.
Well, you know what I'm going to try to get Mercantile to do is brew us up some Puente.
All day. You got to.
And, you
got to.
Right. But go to their Instagram at Pente Coffee Co. And get a hold of them. I tell you what, they are incredible and really amazing sponsors, and we really appreciate their sponsorship. I tell you, we had some folks make this trip possible, and just so incredibly grateful. We've got Klein's Jewelry. They're Houston legends. The Klein family, they've been making jewelry, and I tell you what, if you're in Houston and you got engaged, I dropped my pen. That's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
But you probably bought your engagement ring from Klein's, from Mark Klein and his family. You know what's really interesting? Mark told me this line. He said, if you're buying a house, celebrating a house, or in the doghouse, get out of there. Go to Klein's. Okay? So Klein's Jewelry, you can get them on the web at kleinsjewelry.com. Colleen Greco, she is a podcast host, a joyologist. You ever heard of that, huh?
That's crazy.
Right?
We all need some of that.
Right? A joyologist.
Yeah.
She hosts a show called Joy Unleashed. She is an incredible friend of the show. really an amazing person. She just did this week-long workshop, really helping people. Her story is amazing. If you go to Work Your Career Wednesday, she's been on the show. She's incredible. You'll love her story.
Yeah.
Honestly, for her and her family to experience what they experienced, come out the other side, and then help others with what they're dealing with, you can't. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
And so her podcast is Joy Unleashed, and you will be so thrilled that you're listening. Totally relatable, and actually she's gonna help me with my weight loss journey.
Hey.
Really, she is. She's amazing. And
shortcuts are always good.
Oh my goodness.
You go alone or with somebody else.
Well, what's the saying? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with somebody.
Yeah.
Here's the other one we got. Courtney Turek. She helped us get here. Courtney Turek, Shark Tank winner.
Man.
She was her and her partner started Monkey Mat and got a deal with Mark Cuban and Lori Grenier.
Wow. I love Shark Tank. I love Shark Tank.
I'm sitting there. Here's the thing about that too, bro. They, the statistics of people that actually get on, it's like 1%.
Man.
Out of 1,000, they narrow it down to 40. Out of that 40, they narrow it down to like 5 to 10. And
even if you don't get a deal. Even if you don't get a deal, the exposure.
And then here's the other thing. The people that get a deal, forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it.
From Mark Cuban and Lori Grenier.
The GOATs.
Forget about it. The GOATs.
Yeah.
So she, since she is international speaker, she's developed a workshop that, now when she does them again, she'll announce it on her website. But she is starting a podcast too.
Man.
And it is called, I go with the joke called. Why do I have to look at it? Bold Moves, Confident Choices. You're going to want to listen to Courtney Turek's show. My goodness. Amazing. She's all about trying to give people insights on how to be their best selves. So I'm just so thrilled that she came along and helped my ride with this. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, gotta mention them again, the Mercantile Hotel.
Yes.
The Mercantile have been just absolute gems to
amazing.
us.
It's beautiful.
If you're in the New Orleans area, and actually there's several Mercantiles all throughout the southeast. You need to stay at a Mercantile Hotel. Not only will they take care of you, they're just second to none, and they have been so gracious to us. We're shooting actually in their lounge area. And I got a shirt too. The Mercantile.
Oh yeah, represent.
Oh man! And so go to the Mercantile. I think their Instagram is the Mercantile NOLA. Go there, check them out. They are great. And you know what? Tell them Work Your Career Wednesday sent you. Tell them Bradley Clark sent you. Tell them Chris Williams sent you.
Hey.
You know? Why not?
Yeah.
Guys, so we're just thrilled that you're along for the ride and helping us in this journey and watching the show. My goodness. Chris Williams.
Yes, sir.
Chris Williams. Where am I at? I gotta know. Am I here or am I there? We can go here? I'm so excited about this. We have so many things have happened with this show. We're so excited. Chris Williams is an entrepreneur. You're gonna love his story. He's got a film company called Compelled Creative, and he's an executive coach with Epiphany Coaching. I love that because a lot of times when we need a coach, sometimes we don't know we need a coach, and the epiphany comes with a lot of coaching.
Talk about it.
Chris Williams, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wednesday.
So glad to be here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's gonna be a great show.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So for our audience, I want them to hear it from you. Tell us your story.
Yeah, so can we start at college, or how far you want to take it?
Where do you want to take
it? Oh, yeah. So grew up in Louisiana, grew up in the Kenner, Metairie area.
Okay.
You know, homegrown right here in the New Orleans area. Went to high school, Detrain High School. Fast forward, college, went away for computer animation.
Oh, wow.
Went away for computer animation. How do I end up here? I don't know. Just life. Life be life, and how they say it. Yeah.
And I help people.
Yeah, right. I grew up traditional art, drawing Dragon Ball Z, Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog. Grew up drawing, and it just kind of evolved. You know, your gift kind of evolves. I ended up going to the Art Institute of Atlanta, where I studied computer animation, where I learned how to do CGI, visual effects, film, and all that great stuff. Had teachers from Disney, Marvel Comics. So went from there, fast forward, started my own production company in 2016. And at the same time, I was always a teacher. I taught at high school, taught in colleges, crazy. And then as I started the production company, I was coaching people on the side at the same time. So, you know, the production side fulfills the creative side, all the creatives out there, the creative side, but I also wanted to make an impact. I just didn't want to edit video, I wanted to make an impact, you know, and my whole life is about just impact, purpose, you know. Of course, money is important, but impact is big for me.
Money's important.
Right.
Money's a tool.
Yeah.
That's like asking a mechanic to fix your car with money.
Yeah, right.
You know,
But, it feeds the dream.
But at the end of the day, it's important not to chase the tool.
Right.
Right. So
it's a bad master, right?
I tell you, man, I mean, you want something to run away from it quicker, you know.
Right.
Money, you know, what do they say? Fast money comes quick and leaves quicker.
You know Talk about it. Talk about it. Yeah.
And so what was it like? Who inspired you to want to do this? Like,
man, a lot of it. I'm a man of faith, as we talked about. So a lot of that is.
Just let you know. Once again, we're red letter friendly here.
Yeah. So
if you know, you know.
Yeah. So I'm a man of faith, man of God. So of course, it's just want to make that impact, make a difference. Quick story, just really short. My dad was not supposed to kind of be here. So my grandparents, they had a choice when my dad was born. He was the youngest. They had a choice to have him or not. And so, long story short, my grandma and grandpa chose to have my dad. So had my dad, went limp pretty much, and she ended up passing away like a few months later. She chose to have my dad. So
wait, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Your grandma?
My grandma
went home to be with the Lord.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
As a result of having your dad.
Yes.
What kind of impact did that make on your grandfather?
Man, it devastated him. He was a single father, and with my dad, the cousins end up raising him pretty much.
Got it.
And so because of that story, I found out when I was like elementary age, I'm like, I have to do something with my life. So that's the driver for me. It's like my faith in Jesus and this, what my grandparents did for me. I'm a mission-driven, purpose-driven person.
I'm on.
That's why, that's one of my whys, is because of what the sacrifice my grandparents did. Like, I have to do something with my life.
Praise the Lord.
You know, I have to do something. I gotta leave my mark. I have to.
You're obligated to.
I have to.
Like you have, like it's not just a compulsion.
Right.
Like compelled.
Right. Yep. That kind of drove the name too. Yeah.
So you know, my mom was a single parent for a while, and then and we always hear about that, you know, single moms, and we tip our hats to them.
Right, right.
We don't hear so much about single fathers.
Right, right.
So, what kind of impact did that have on your dad?
Man, so he passed away young too.
Really?
Yes, he passed away young too. My dad faintly remembers his dad, and so my aunts and uncles told me he was just a hardworking man, and he ended up passing away young too, unfortunately. And so about my grandfather, which I never met him.
Sorry.
My grandfather and grandmother, I never met them on my dad's side. Yeah.
Do you know how old he was?
He was, I think he was like 30 something.
Your grandfather?
Yeah, he died young.
He was 30 something.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So your dad never knew his mom. Lost his dad. How old was your dad when he lost?
He was, man, he was in the single digits. Yeah.
A little kid.
He was a little. He faintly remembers him.
And he was the youngest at how many?
Altogether 5.
5 kids. So aunts, uncles, cousins, and
basically raised them. Yeah.
Raising the
Yeah.
family. My God.
Yeah, and my grandfather worked on the railroad and stuff like that.
Worked on the railroad.
Yeah,
really?
yep.
My great grandfather worked on the railroad.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So he was a hard worker. So yeah, it's he grew up in the Desire Projects also. So
really,
yep, in New Orleans area. They basically raised him, and so that backstory is kind of like that heritage really drives me.
Well, he could have.
You know.
I mean, really, if you think about it, he could have gone several different ways.
Yeah.
You know, and really, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a firm believer that, like sometimes, if you think about it, the fact that we're here at all is a miracle.
Miracle.
And you go back, we did a 23andMe and the ancestry stuff.
Yeah, right.
And it actually went back really, really far. And it was amazing to think that there were so many people that came before us.
Right.
I think that there are certain things, traits or ethics that are hardwired in our DNA. I'm not saying that you're predestined for anything, or I'm not saying any of that.
Right.
But I am saying like if you have a call to service, if you have a call to like what you're doing, like you're helping people.
Right.
Being compelled to do, you know what I mean? Like that's something hardwired that goes way back. And so I just love that. So your mom, so that's your dad. So your mom meets your dad.
Yes.
How did that happen?
They actually met at a Bible study group. And my mom is from northern Louisiana, Natchez. Yeah, like northern Louisiana. And she came down. She went to UNO, University of New Orleans, and going through a Bible study together, they met. Like they were about 21, I believe, when they met. Yeah.
So your cousins and your aunts and the people that were raising, your dad and his siblings, your aunts and uncles, faith was a big part of what they.
That was both sides of my family. That was a big cornerstone in my family.
So by the time you come along, they're going. They've seen so much.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, gosh, I mean, before he could even really know what life is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have either of his parents. So
yeah.
So then he meets your mom at a Bible study.
Yeah.
And so how did when they were raising you, like how did that? Because does your mom not have the same experience your dad had?
No.
So do you know your grandparents on your mom's side?
Yeah, my grandmother passed away when I was young, But my grandfather, I remember, he passed away in like 2006. He was actually my last grandparent, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any grandparents except my wife's grandparents are like my grandparents. But as far as how I was raised in church, my dad's actually a pastor.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm a PK.
Finally.
I'm a PK, so.
PK's got to stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a PK, so
There you go.
Yeah.
The PK.
Yeah.
All right, so for everyone watching,
Yeah.
it's about to get really real.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh boy.
Really real. Well, you know, I'm a PK.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah.
So my mom was a gospel singer, and my dad was an evangelist.
Man.
Now, when you're a PK, you can go one of two ways.
Yeah. Right.
I have a feeling I went the way you did.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So.
I almost did. During college, you know, I almost did, but God spoke to me in the club.
I understand. I will tell you this, and you know, back in the day, I was probably really terrible to party with because at some point we would talk about the Lord. Like,
yeah, I know. It's in you, man. Just like you think it.
It's like, you know, like, guys, we shouldn't be doing this. Mm-hmm. You know what the Bible says? The Bible says.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I understand.
Right.
So, you know, I know you have businesses, and I know.
Yeah.
You know, your dad is a pastor.
That works for Cox Cable since I can remember.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he's ministering, you know, everywhere to everybody who comes.
Yeah, it's actually yeah.
So did you ever feel the call to go to seminary or start a church or?
My parents never forced anything on me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No. I'm not saying they force it on you. Like,
I'm just saying in general, is the awesome, the unconventional call. I didn't.
There you go.
Like, I like being in the streets as far as like in there with people, you know, around the corner, ministering to people and stuff like that. Yeah. So, because everybody has a ministry, business is a ministry, you know. Business is a ministry. Your workplace is a ministry. Like, it's not this box. We always think, okay, you got to be behind a pulpit. It's right where you are is your ministry. I have a nonprofit. That's my ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, what's your nonprofit?
Yeah, it's called Community Creatives, where in the Kenner area, about 20 minutes from here, we help kids in like mentoring and also teach them music for free. Yeah. I'm not a musician. I'm not a musician. My wife is a musician, and we have volunteers that, like skilled volunteers, that help them for free, and it's like elementary age, between like 8 to 10, 11.
It's so important to get people young. It's just so important because, well, it's very important.
Yeah.
You know, raise them up in the way they should go, and when they go, they want to depart.
Right. We want to be a solution. We want to be a solution. A lot of people complain, this generation. I'm like,
this generation.
Somebody has to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, so this is on the road series.
Right.
And we just got through interviewing Dr. Lane Martin, and he quoted John Maxwell, and he said, a lot of people want to do what I do, but they don't want to do what I did.
Yep.
And that really stuck out to me because in our conversation yesterday, you said those exact words. Yeah. And so when Lane said it, it kind of. Stephen, did you see it when Lane said that?
No,
you didn't see it. So. By the way, Steven's behind the camera. He's doing great, and Chasen is amazing.
Killing it.
He's killing it. If you're watching on Instagram right now, sorry, but we are live, kind of. Chasen's he is the savior of the stream.
Yeah.
Chasen, but when Lane said that, and you'll see it, you know, when the show airs, I was like, Chris said that. I was like, what? You know what I mean? I hope I didn't.
Yeah.
But Chris said that, and it's so important. And I told him, like, the vernacular that I use is everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's so important that you go out and you become an entrepreneur. This is a career show. It's evolving, but it's really not. Here's the deal: a career show in that, in my view, and Stephen will tell you.
Yeah.
To me, all business is personal. I don't care what it is. I think saying that, oh, it ain't personal, it's business, is a cop-out. Because when people say that, how often do you speak to them after that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So growing up the way you did, growing up the way I did, my gosh, your dad's story is incredible. It's you've got a sense of community.
Yeah.
But also, in stuff like, places like that, doing stuff like that, having those experiences, you develop a sense of resilience.
For real.
That is unparalleled.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's unmatched. So you grew up, knowing their story. I'm just curious, were their parenting styles different? Like, were you even you're a PK, man.
Yeah.
You got to keep us in check.
Yeah.
We're not very successful.
Yeah. My dad was. Yeah. My dad was a little bit more easygoing. So if I wanted to play Nintendo, I would go to my dad. you know what parents to go to. Yeah, go to my dad. And my mom, like, she taught me excellence. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again. Your mom taught you excellence.
Yeah, she taught me to pay attention to the details and, like, some of it. I will say this: I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Speaking to y'all, it just perfection. There's no grace in it. So I had in my 20s learn the difference between perfection and excellence. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between perfection and excellence. Excellence is like doing the best with what you have. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And excellence is like leave no room for error. And when you're a leader, it's so important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in the inside when you're being mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of.
No, you know.
You know when you're doing halfway. Yeah. And I was raised to do everything 1,000%. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's fulfilling too. When like, man, I gave it all. Right. And I want no regrets.
That's the thing. It's like, when you, look, and I hate to go back to this.
Yeah.
When we started the show, it's like, it's bootstrapped.
Right.
From the beginning. And we're so blessed to have sponsors now.
Right.
I'm telling you, every little cent helps us do this show.
Man.
I mean, really does.
Every dollar matters.
Every dollar.
Yeah.
Well, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Every dollar matters.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about a nonprofit, look, I mean,
yeah.
Every dollar matters.
Yeah. And you make that dollar into 10. You got it.
When we came here, we decided to go on the road. Me and Stephen were talking. It's like, well, come on here, and then and it was like, how are we going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just we asked companies and friends and folks, and there were people that were like, yeah, we believe in what you do.
Right.
And even for the ones that couldn't but are praying for us.
Right.
This trip has been so amazing. Tell me, when you got 3 businesses.
Yeah.
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 You can't be perfect in all 3.
Definitely
it's
not.
Impossible. There's no grace in it.
Right.
No grace at all.
Right.
And with your businesses, one pays for the other, pays for the other.
Yeah, you're right.
Totally
You gotta get creative with the budget.
How often? And you know what? We're red letter friendly. Everybody knows where my faith is.
Right.
Everybody knows where your faith is.
Yeah.
How important is it to remember where your help comes from?
Man.
When the times get tough.
Man.
When the wolf's at the door.
Man.
Right? All that.
Right.
What's that like?
Man, Paul the Apostle said, by the grace of God, I am what I am. I mean, that one statement, the man
Boy, that
was
speaks to me, man.
shipwrecked,
Yeah.
snake bitten, but he still, stayed the course. He still went the race. I can't do it without his grace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And entrepreneurs, and I can speak to all the entrepreneurs, there's days like, man, I want to give it up. This is too much.
Right.
But the call, man, the call. You got 2 calls that you can answer. The call to average, mediocre, do what's normal, or they have the other call as for service and adventure, as Jeff Bezos said that.
Yeah.
It's a call to service, adventure, or the call to comfort. And when you answer that call, it just comes with a picture. I've never seen anybody that changed the world that was comfortable. Never.
Never.
You read the history books, Bible, all that stuff, that's gonna happen, but through it is growth though. You can't have growth without challenges. You can't have growth without it.
Gosh,
and I'm so thankful for being an entrepreneur because there's things built in me that I didn't have.
No. Now, and with that, okay, so you got leaders coming to you, all that stuff, and
I wasn't the kid like, this dude's gonna be a leader. Not that dude. I'm gonna tell y'all that, like, I was not that person. I was the follower and all that.
Well,
I wasn't that guy.
Now you are.
Yeah, right.
And you're teaching executives, really how to lead. There's a difference between leading and managing. Managing, you can manage a process, and a lot of times, and most of the time, people get lost in that process.
Right.
But leading,
right,
it's so different.
Yeah.
So,
let me clarify, from the bottom up I train. Some people are solopreneurs, some people are small businesses. So there's a different ranges. I just want to
we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Man, when I'm working with people, the question is this: what kind of leader do I want to be? And there's 4 types of leaders in leadership cultures. So when I'm working on any level, I always ask the question, what kind of leader do you want to be?
Yeah.
You could be, one, a dominating leader,
Right.
which brings a lot of challenge with no support. Do this, do that, do this, but don't give you no training or anything like that.
Oh, we were talking about that yesterday.
The next one, the number 1 is to be an empowering leader. I'm going to challenge you, but I'm going to support you at the same time.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? You have the passive leader, which is you get all the support but no challenge. Yeah, you could do it, but when they got a line or not doing what they want, not doing the right things, there's no like calling them up higher. So that creates entitlement too.
Yeah.
And the last one is apathetic, which there's no challenge and no support. So when I'm working with, so those are 4, anywhere you go, big company, small company, it's those 4 categories. You're an empowering leader, a dominant, a passive, or apathetic. There's only 4.
Which ones do you want to be?
The empowering leader.
Empowering leader. The one, okay, so you're getting things done. See, it's really tough,
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
And it's an endless journey quest. It's that, like, I don't get it right all the time, but I have the marker, I have the bar. This is where I want to be. This is how I want to show up.
It's funny. I do my best not to be the leaders I can't stand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I really, I try to be the person that I want to uplift.
Right. The empower.
But at the same time, I can't support mediocrity, especially when I know that there's superstar talent.
Right.
So frustrating.
Right.
And it's like, I see it.
Right.
Why don't you see it? And then I go back to my own history, and I know, and I see the people that have tried to help me.
Right.
And they saw.
They saw the goal in.
They saw the goal.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything.
Right.
In fact, I wrote a song, in part, and it's, Lord, I don't know what you see in me. I need to see it too.
Right.
And it took me years to see it. And the other thing that I can't stand is when I see that superstar, and people take advantage of that.
Right.
Of the insecurity. I can't stand that.
Right.
So, man, I'm doing my best.
Right. We all are.
Sometimes I feel like I'm
yeah.
taken on by a
yeah.
thread.
Right.
So somebody in my situation, I want to talk about that Reddit.
Yeah. Right.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
But somebody like somebody like me, where do I start with my training with you?
Yeah. Well, we do start with that. It's like without a vision, people perish.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You have to get a picture of like the 7 habits of a highly effective people. It says start with the end in mind. This is the ideal leader I want to be.
Got it.
And then you go back from there.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that. You start from the end.
Yes.
To okay.
Yes.
So the end is where I eventually want this to go.
Let me clarify and make it more tactical.
Please.
Model, mimic, mastery.
Interesting. Okay.
You find a model.
Right.
You know, as a person of faith, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Or your mom and dad, and you see the attributes. Sometimes when you don't know what you want, you gotta look for what you don't want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, like,
I get that.
you know,
yes.
you know,
Okay.
I know what I don't want.
Right.
And then you work from there, but just to start from there, who do I want to be?
Yeah.
That's why I always start. And we paint a picture. This is who I want to be.
Yeah.
So you sit down, say, I want to be a leader who knows how to communicate well.
Oh, man.
I want to be a leader that knows how to connect. Basically, you remember we talked about yesterday, it's character and competence. Let me work on my character and let me work on my competence. Those two things. So that's how I see it in my head. It's like, okay, what character traits do I need? And the number one thing is how John Maxwell, again, he said, people don't know you care, or what to say, people don't care what you say until they know you care.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So it's the ability to connect, the ability just to ask questions, get to know people. Because notice anybody who's loyal to somebody, what? They are connected.
Oh, man. So does that go with, because I always say there's, people may forget your words, but they'll never forget
How you made them feel.
Is that
It's
along the same lines?
Yeah, exactly. And just being a person who just selfless, like, you know when somebody genuinely want the best interest.
Yeah.
It says 98% of people don't have a vision for their life.
Oh, man.
Or don't even write it down either.
That's real.
So you have people that's coming a part of your team that has no vision. And you expect them to follow your vision when they don't even have their own vision.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, I've seen that before.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I hope I'm answering the question. Yeah, I hope
I want everybody to hear what he just said.
Yeah.
That's so big. And I don't care what level you're at.
Yeah.
What he just said is so incredible. Steven, where am I at? Am I over? Am I here?
Yeah.
Am I here?
Say it to camera.
Okay, I'm going to say it to this one.
No, say it to that one. Say
This
it to
one?
those- Yes.
Listen, I want everyone to hear what he just said. I don't care what leader or what do I want to say, what level you're at in leadership. Okay? You need to hear what he just said. I love when you're talking about competence and character.
Yeah.
How often, if someone lacks competence, that lack of competence will influence their character. Meaning, there's a way to do things,
Right.
but the path of least resistance,
Right.
is the thing
Right.
that will corrupt character.
Yeah. It's, man, I'm gonna give this coaching framework for free. There's different quadrants that I focus on, excuse me.
Yeah.
And the main thing I focus on is optimizing you.
What does that mean?
When I optimize something, it grows, it develops, right?
Right.
And so notice, when you grew in your skill or your character, what happens? Everything around you grows. Imagine if I had a towel and I pull up the towel, what happens? You pull up the towel, the top part goes up and everything comes behind it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the raising of the tide pretty much, right? So You want to be the right you. You want to work on the right knowledge and skill, and you want to be in the right opportunity. So there's 3 parts to this, right? So when you're in the right opportunity, what you're called to do, you're going to succeed at it. But let me say this, you're not going to always start there. Like in your 20s, in my 20s, I had to develop those skills. Some people in their 20s want to say, I need to get paid more, but your skills are down here and you're not solving any problems. Like you want to get paid up here.
Probably making problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Are you solving any problems for your boss or whatever it is? But anyway, hopefully I'm answering your question. But those are 3 key areas if you focus on. Focus on being the right you. What you want to focus on within the right you? Your belief system, your thoughts, your attitude, the right you.
I would say if you want to be successful, do what successful people do.
That's it.
Right? And so,
not only do, but who they be.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were talking yesterday. Okay, just to give a sort of so people understand. We're doing a spin-off called Work Your Career Wednesday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I got introduced to this Reddit group called Recruiting Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. But the premise of the show is we're going to, I'm going to cold read stuff. Well, in the midst of me cold reading this and blah, 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 I started getting into the post.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a recruiter there that she was all down in the dumps because she lost a placement because the hiring manager was dragging his feet.
Right.
And I've heard it 1,000 times, over and over and over again. This and this, and oh man, if I had just had that, and if they did, man, just listen, da da da. And I told her, I said, and she was talent acquisition.
Right.
I said, here's the deal. If you don't position yourself as an SME,
mm-hmm.
where your word carries weight,
yeah,
you'll never be successful, or you're going to be very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to, what I say, you're not a vice president of engineering.
Right.
You are a hiring expert.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we were going into that, I was really trying to get her thinking.
Right.
About, okay, you're not going to do what they do. Mm-hmm. You're not like a sports agent. Mm-hmm. They're not a running back.
Right.
They're a star in their field.
Right.
Represent, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's the same kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so I said, if you need to position yourself as an SME. If you don't, blah blah blah. She writes back and she goes, "Wow, that really helped." Mm. Then it got me thinking. Mm. It's like, okay, what would I do to help someone become, have that voice, mm-hmm. especially now mm-hmm. when there's a lot less training, I feel. Mm-hmm. There's people that celebrate mediocrity. Mm-hmm. There's people that celebrate this not doing their job and mm-hmm. not prepping their candidates and all this. So mm-hmm. I'm framing this in the realm of recruiting.
Right.
Okay, but it can go anywhere. How would you explain to anybody
right.
in their field where
right.
they feel frustrated and they're like, they don't listen to me and they should have listened to me and I can't believe they didn't and on and on and on and on. How would you position someone to be a subject matter expert?
Man, that's a great question. So what I would do is, and one of my workshops is how to be invaluable.
Okay.
You want to be undeniable. Think about Michael Jordan.
Right.
Just undeniable. But that didn't happen overnight. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about it yesterday that every problem is a wisdom problem. Every problem is a wisdom problem. So what you want to do is that person that's in the situation, and things happen. This is not a one-size-fit-all, but make yourself undeniable. Like this person has impeccable character, and they have knowledge, and they have skill in what they do.
Yeah.
So make yourself invaluable. That's like, just think about it. take Michael Jordan. He was so good, he didn't have to run after opportunities. Opportunities ran after him.
Right.
Because he was undeniable, he was invaluable. And that comes over years, and Kobe Bryant taught us, growth is just math.
Right.
Growth is just math.
That's right.
Just studying the concept every single day. Like, for example, if you want to level up, study the concept every single day for an hour. It's a challenge. Do that for 2 years. Things will turn around. For 30 days, study something. 30 more days, study it. Do it over time, you will level up.
Does it ever get more granular? You know, because we live in sort of this new culture now.
Right.
Where, you know, people are saying that their attention spans are. I think there's some truth to that. I'm hoping that the attention spans got
Right.
Seeing as how we do long form. shows.
Right.
And Steven's always getting on me. Your shows are too long. Your shows are too long. And I'm like, nah, I'm long.
Different strokes for different folks. So.
But he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's a lot to what he's saying. It's absolutely true.
Right.
And you know, so does it get shorter?
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way: how granular should doing this? You know, you said 30 days. Study something
Right.
for 30 days.
Right.
Study 30 more days. How should, if we can put it in like 5-day chunks?
Yeah.
In those 5 days, should it be a high level kind of thing, or should you get in the weeds on it? Like, should it be granular? And how in the weeds should somebody get?
Yeah. That's why evaluation is so important.
So tell me about that. What is
Yeah. So if evaluating, number one, what's my greatest strength and what's my greatest weakness. So evaluating in which area am I weak in, you know, and so everybody is different. Is this a knowledge problem? Do I have a knowledge gap? And even having conversations with people like, what am I good at and what I'm not so good at?
Yeah.
For example, there are some people that are not dominating, are not good at delegating.
Oh, say it again.
You know,
Say it for the ones in the back.
some people that are
The
dominant.
dominating leader is not good at delegating.
Yes. But you have to understand their wiring. Asking
you
them,
go.
why do they not want to give it to
Delegate.
delegate?
Right.
I've found people that I know that have gotten burned from delegating.
There you go. Right.
There's a root to everything.
Well, what's the saying? You know, it's something done right, do it yourself.
Right.
Right.
But with Epiphany Coaching, I firmly believe that training and coaching fixes everything. Because what? Every problem is a wisdom problem.
Every problem's a wisdom. So Chris Williams here with Compelled Creative, an amazing production company, and Epiphany Coaching, where
Yeah.
I'm having several epiphanies.
Yeah, right. Epiphany changes everything.
Epiphany changes everything. Well, ask Steven.
Yeah.
When we start, I just keep going back to when we started this show because you just inspire, like, you know, man, this show has grown and we've gone really far and we still got a long way to go.
Right.
But like what you're saying, Epiphany Coaching is so valuable.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right. There's nothing new under the sun.
Do you think? I don't know if we'd have made the same mistakes if we had coaching. What do you think we would have?
The what?
Do you think we would have made the same mistakes if we were using had Epiphany Coaching?
No.
Because we had epiphanies,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like even the start of the show.
Right.
I mean, I started this show out of anger.
Let me tell you something. I know I'm coming out of the back.
Come on.
Chris being a blessing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
He coached me. I mean, indirectly, he's a leader. He's a former national leader. He has said things like,
Well,
handle such a situation, you know?
you know what? You have to be.
Yeah.
Because with his story,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
oh my gosh.
King Solomon said it.
Yeah.
He said it with a multitude of counsels of what? Their success, their safety. That's the code right there. The wisest, richest man ever lived said it right there. He said, there's wisdom in a multitude of counselors. The game changer is the coaching and advising. The wisest, richest man ever lived said it.
And you,
it's right there.
See,
in every arena.
Well, somebody like you or you, wink, somebody like you would come along and see things from
objective,
the outside in, and objectively, right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I think God has been teaching both of us.
Right. And I need it too. I need coaching too.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah. Yeah, right.
But I think, I was telling my wife today, I said, I think God's trying to teach us how to do things, being very wise with our resources. Mm-hmm. And I really do believe that. We've made things stretch.
Yeah, right. Right.
And that's, here's what I'm going to ask, too. I got to know this. I know everybody was supposed to know this. But what is the thing that really annoys you? Like you look at things.
Oh, man.
What is the thing that's like, and it won't change? And what is it that really kind of... what was that with Family Guy? It was grinds your gears.
Just with... if I could have one, it's timeliness.
Timeliness.
Just caring about what's in your hand. Of course, that's a learned thing, but like for me as a leader, let's do things on time. Don't get me wrong, life happens, stuff happens, but when people's late, like it pushes the responsibility on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right.
I mean,
yeah, just. We
wouldn't know nothing.
Right. And coming from a person that I had to learn to steward my time in that way, because your life is your time. You know what I'm saying? And just like utilizing time the best way. For me, what grinds my gears is timeliness.
So part of your coaching is probably centered a lot around time management.
It's different pieces.
Right.
Can I give you real quick the 5 areas of a high-performing team?
No. Nobody wants to know.
This is for free. Actually, I do an assessment with this, but we're not going to go deep. The first is a flywheel, and Jim Collins made this, the flywheel very popular in his book, Good to Great. Yeah. So the first part of a high-performing team or championship winning team, and this is true for any case, is the first piece is a sense of purpose. People are disengaged, I find, because they don't know what's the meaning behind this. Every person wants to be significant. Every person wants to work on something not only enjoyable, but meaningful. How is this part playing in the big picture?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the first part, sense of purpose. Get very practical. Having team huddles in the morning.
Really?
That's a great way to infuse that.
Yeah. I love that. You do that all the time.
Yeah, right. And the thing about it, I used to play a lot of sports, so a lot of things make sense for me in sports that could go into business. You know what I'm saying? They have the team huddle. I didn't make this up. I can't remember his name, but he was the CEO of the Ritz-Carlton. I can't think of his name, but he started the team huddle thing. So get in the morning, talk about what happened yesterday, talk about today, and talk about maybe problems. Okay. And people need that because watch this, vision leaks. Vision leaks. You can't just. Yeah. Vision leaks. Vision leaks. I'm a big quote person, but vision leaks.
Tell me about that.
So what it means is think about a goal that you set on January 1, which actually you should set your goals in October or September. But January 1, everybody says I want to get in shape, right? Let's go. Let's go to now.
I've never made that.
Yeah, right. Without a vision, people perish.
That's right.
So when life happens and you go into the plow, vision leaks. So you got to keep telling people, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this.
So you saying that like vision's the boat and it's leaky?
It can get leaky because life happens. Think about businesses with COVID. That will make you leak.
Oh, yeah.
What am I doing? So having that vision, mission, core values, you got to feed it. You got to feed it every day. You got to feed it. And not only for your team, but as a leader, I look at my goals and my visions every day. Every single day. Because what? Without a vision, people perish. You might not die physically, but your emotion starts to perish.
Well, and that'll kill you.
Right, that'll kill you. And so when you're doing the mundane stuff over and over and over, things leak. So that's the first one, sense of purpose. I don't know if you want to go any deeper on that.
I do. I want to go very deep.
Okay.
Yes, I want to go deeper.
Yeah, okay.
Are people asking questions in the live?
No,
Okay,
it's all good.
Not yet.
Well, ask questions, please. If you're watching the live, ask questions. I want to ask Chris.
Yeah. So purpose is
Deep.
just think about this. As leaders, the greatest thing you could do is understand the needs of people, and everybody wants to be significant.
Right.
Everybody wants to be seen. So in your leadership, understanding human needs, it helps. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Understanding human needs, the need to interact, the need to grow, the need to feel like you belong. Every person wants to belong.
Right.
You know, everybody wants to be accepted. Just remember being a teenager. You know, you just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
And so creating a culture, a growth empowerment culture is a part of that. You know, just having a sense of purpose, because everybody wants to do something great.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's true. Well,
Or be a part of something great.
I was talking to somebody last night. It was a journalist. I think I mentioned her. It was a journalist I met last night, and she says, "What did she say?" She was saying something along the same lines, where she wanted to do something great, or
Right.
she knew people that wanted to do something great,
Right.
but there were so many obstacles got in the way.
It's part of the game.
Money here,
Part of the game.
right? It's all part of the game.
Yeah.
And I was just really, I was compelled.
It
by her
compelled, yeah,
story.
right.
And I was like, well, so what?
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't matter if you don't have the resources.
Right.
Just try something.
Work with what you got.
Work with what you got.
Yeah.
And
Bootstraps.
that is so scary. And the other thing too, people don't realize that things take time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, things take a lot of time.
Right.
5 minutes? Okay. I know her. She's great. She's wonderful. That's Jay. She is in at Mercantile Hotel. She's great. So, I lost my train of thought. Things take time.
Yeah, right.
And we have to.
David Green says build for 150 years. Not the next generation, build for 150 years.
150 years.
Don't build for the next generation. He said build for 150 years.
I love that.
Look at Campbell Soup and Warner Brothers and Disney, 100 and something
my
years.
gosh,
You know,
yes,
see what I'm
yes.
saying? So you want to build as if it's not only generationally going to live past you.
I love this so much. Well, we have 5 minutes, so.
Yeah, right.
So,
Sense of purpose.
there you go.
Number 2 is relational intelligence.
There you go.
The ability to work through relationships in a healthy way.
Love that.
Knowing your team. The next one is structure and clarity. Each day, everybody should have clarity of what we're doing, 1 to 3 goals a quarter. Then you have execution. What's the goal without the execution? Right. What's strategy without execution? Somebody says strategy without execution is like hallucination. Yeah, I can't even say that. Hallucination.
Yeah.
And the last one is capacity or asset allocation. If you do those 5 things over time, your team will perform at a high level.
I love that.
And I give a complimentary assessment that goes even deeper, and that's where we start.
And that's on your
website.
Your Epiphany Coaching website. Is it Epiphany?
epiphanycoaching.co.
epiphanycoaching.co.
And they can sign up for that, and we go deep on
So
it.
they can sign up for the assessment. Do they get their score?
They sign up and we do it together.
Oh, okay.
We kind of talk through it and stuff like
So
that.
epiphanycoaching.co. And then your creative agency or creative company.
Yeah.
Compelled Creative. How do people get a hold of you there? Is it
Compelled-creative.com.
Compelled-creative.com.
Right.
Compelled-creative.com.
And the nonprofit is called Community Creatives. Just a lot of creative stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
so, one more time, the nonprofit.
What's that?
One more time, the nonprofit.
It's called Community Creatives.
There it is. Community creatives.
It's in the Kenner area. Yeah.
.org.
Yeah.
Chris Williams, you are amazing.
Thank you. Feel like we just scratched the surface.
So what we'll do actually when I get back
Yeah.
to Houston,
Yeah.
we'll book and we're gonna have you back on.
Yeah.
We just got going.
Just got going.
And, I tell you, you are incredible. Your insights are invaluable, and I'm honored that you came on today.
I'm honored to be a part of the family because you have some amazing people on here. So
Thank you so much.
and thank you so much. Yeah.
We have amazing people, but
Yeah.
are included in that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guys, go on. We're gonna have the links of everywhere you can get a hold of Chris in the description. I just want to tell you that I wish we had more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But thank you for sticking
Yes,
with us.
yes.
Thanks for going on social and being a part of this ride and this journey. Thanks a lot for just for everything, for your prayers and your support. And I got to tell you this, for everyone at White Husky Films, James Physical Therapy, Klein's Jewelry, Colleen Greco, for Joy Unleashed, and Courtney Turek, and the Mercantile Hotel.
Yes.
Know this, that I love you. And God, what? Oh my goodness gracious! I forgot Pente Coffee. It's a podcast, man.
Yeah.
Everyone, Pente Coffee.
Great coffee, you better leave that here.
I'm not taking
Nope.
Nope. Taking it to Houston. It is not.
Yeah.
But I think I could probably get you.
Come on,
I'm gonna have them send. I'll make you a cup though.
You're already here.
Oh, I dropped my own. I'll make you a cup. But know this.
Yep.
You know what? For all of us that are on this road, you're on the road too. But for all of us
Yep.
here at this little project we call Work Your Career Wednesday,
Yep.
know that we love you.
Yes.
God bless you. And let His face shine upon you and give you great peace.
Yes.
Be excellent to yourself and each other. And stay tuned. We got much more to come.
Jane's Physical Therapy has immediate openings for full-time and part-time positions. For home healthcare physical therapists and physical therapy assistants, we are actively looking in the New Orleans and Lafayette areas. Call Bradley Clark at 713-364-8777. Join us at Jane's Physical Therapy, and let's help Louisiana get back to living life.
Attention lawyers. Are you tired of wasting thousands of dollars in billboards, magazines, and more with little results? If so, we can help you save big. Did you know that a powerful video can be used on practically any platform and get you more clients than just one billboard alone? Visit our website at whitehuskyfilms.com. Call or text us today to receive a limited time offer. Take advantage of this one while it's here. It won't last long.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Hey, if you like Work Your Career Wednesday and want to be notified every single time we have a new episode, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Smash it. Get a hammer and get it. And
Yeah, that's fine.
too much?
No, that's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I love it. People want.
Do you hear Steven in the background? I was just making sure I'm going to be okay. But get that notification going. And hey, we will be letting you know, or I guess YouTube will be letting you know, when the next Work Your Career Wednesday is on. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Man, ding it, ring it, sling it, and bang it. All right? And we will see you soon. Work Your Career Wednesday. Oh, great. I'm glad you stopped by. Be sure to get that subscription bell, and I'll see you there.